Okay, should we start?
Yeah. Hajde da, what was start?
Aha!
Hoćemo.
Hajde da počnemo. Dobar dan svima.
Počnemo. Dobar dan. Dobrodošla, Ivana.
Hvala, bolje vas našla. Kako si, Maki?
Super sama. Ti?
Odlično, mada ću uskoro da spavam.
Odmarala si?
Ne, odmarat ću.
Odmarat ću. Okay.
In the
So
future.
I'm asking if she has rested because she's just back from her holidays, I think, which were quite long.
Yeah.
Right?
I think I listened to the last episode and when you and survived Serbian. What's her name? I forgot now, man. Alexandra, yeah. I knew it and then I forgot it. But when you said we're envious of Ivana, and I'm like, yeah, I'm so glad I was part of that conversation, even if I wasn't there. So yeah.
You were.
Cool.
Okay, so you have come back and I said, okay, let's talk about a little bit grammar. I mean, this season was mostly about culture and interviews, but I'm sure some of our followers really want to have more vocabulary and structure. So this episode is going to be about something new, which is the modal verbs in Serbian.
Yeah, which I think they're not as complicated. Do you think they're complicated?
And also, I think they are not actual modal verbs like as we know in English.
No.
They are like more like verbs, actually. Right.
Yeah, I don't remember it when I was learning Serbian. When I was younger, obviously, learning the grammar of Serbian. I don't remember them being like, well, these ones are specific verbs, like they're called modal verbs. Actually, the first time I encountered this was in English, so and in German then later. Yeah.
But did you have in a separate group, like not modal verbs, but maybe the ones that go with da, like blah, blah, da, blah, blah?
I don't think we were explicitly taught this, actually. Because there are two ways how you can go about this. Usually in Serbia, you can use da, right, the construction. So, hoću da spavam, for example, which is very appropriate for me now. But there's another way how you can say it, which is not so common in Serbia, but you will hear it. I think it was common before. Hoću spavati, which is a bit easier. It's the same meaning, but it's just the infinitive. So you don't have to think about da plus sleep.
What the conjugate?
First person, exactly, singular, but you could just spavati, right? The infinitive. Hoću spavati, and that's it. And that is mostly used in the surrounding countries, but not so much in Serbia. I think we mostly use da. And I remember when I was younger, and my mom is from Bosnia, my aunt is from Bosnia, and we all lived in different cities in Serbia because they went to study and work in Serbia and so on. We would have all of these people that we would know from different parts of Serbia and from Bosnia. We would travel there every year. And I could easily identify if someone was from Serbia, at least from my part of Serbia, because I would almost guarantee you that I would almost never hear hoću spavati. But I know it's grammatical, so I'll be like, okay, but it's just not common, I guess. So yeah.
So people are like thinking, what are they saying right now? Like, what are these modal verbs? You guys know them. Hoću you already know, but može, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The most common one is
you
može.
should know it if you're listening to our podcast. Može kafa. Yeah.
Exactly. So they are a bit different from the English equivalents for sure.
Yeah.
And we said the similarity between them is for Serbian speakers is you use them, you say da, and then you use the main verb, and then you conjugate it as well. That's the similarity among them.
Right? So both the modal verb plus the main verb that follows da, they're both conjugated in the person that you wanted, right? Like if you're speaking the first person singular.
Okay, let's put them in categories. Like let's talk about the ones about ability. Like we use that in English, but it's not the same thing, but still we can have that kind of a categorization to follow much more easily, I think.
Yeah, I think, and when I remember when I was looking at it, there's several ways how you can say things actually. So I think the first one is actually the one that we use in our podcast, right? Which
Moći.
is exactly. So može, and the infinitive is moći. I know it's a
Moći.
regular. It's a regular. And then it has a totally different form when you conjugate
Exactly.
it. Sorry for that, but
Ja mogu.
yes.
I know that one.
So that this is can or be able to. Actually has both meanings, I think, as in English. Ja mogu, yeah. Do you want to continue?
Možeš. Yeah, why not? Ti možeš.
Mm-hmm.
On, ona može.
Ono može.
Ono, there's one more thing I was thinking.
Yeah.
Ono može. Mi možemo. Vi možete. Oni, one, or ona mogu.
Exactly.
Ja mogu, and they are also mogu.
Yeah, that's interesting. Ja mogu, oni mogu. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Never really thought about that. You see, this is where your like foreigner perspective comes in. Yeah.
Exactly.
So
before the example, the negative version, I would like to say, just ne you add, right?
Yeah.
Ne mogu, ne možeš, ne možete.
Exactly. So ja mogu, ja ne mogu. You not to forget that you can actually omit a pronoun, right?
Yes.
So you can say, you don't have to say ja mogu, you can say mogu.
Yeah, mogu.
Like možeš, mogu. Also, that means that if you want to add a negation, it would be ja ne mogu, ne mogu.
Just ne mogu.
Yes.
And you write ne separately, right? Ne
yes.
Mogu.
This is an important part. There's only, I think, 5 verbs in Serbian that are written together with the verb. The ne is written together with the verb.
Nisam.
One of them is nisam. One of them is one of them is neću, and so on. These ones are separate. Ne mogu. So if the verb makes sense alone, mogu, it's separate. Nisam, actually no, nisam. Ni is like, it's a negative, but it's not ne, right? So it's like weird. Anyway, we topic for another episode. But yeah.
Okay.
This
then
is
I have the question for you.
Yes.
Šta ti možeš da radiš? What things you can do, I'm asking.
That I can do, right? That I'm able to. Mogu da surfujem.
Oh, that's the new one.
Mogu da play. Surfujem.
Surfujem. Okay.
Yeah,
mogu da surfujem. She can surf.
Yeah, I can surf. Mogu da plešem.
Plešem, dance. Yes.
Exactly. Mogu da
plešem salsa, right?
Plešem salsu.
Salsu. Yes.
Koga šta? That will be accusative. Salsu.
Okay.
Mogu da pevam.
Pevaš?
Pevam?
Wow.
I can sing. Well, not that well, but pretty.
Yeah. So, I remember our episode about songs now. Yes.
Yeah.
You were saying.
Hey, I was singing, yeah. Šta ti možeš da radiš?
Okay. I'm going to say. Mogu da trčim. Trčim mnogo.
Actually, very good. Yeah. Super.
Mogu da planinarim.
Planinarim.
Planinarim. Not ranjem. Planinarim. Yeah. Mogu da pričam srpski malo.
Oh! Svaka čast, bravo.
Hvala puno. Zahvaljujući ti.
Tebi.
Zahvaljujući
tebi. Oh. I'm honored. She said thanks to you, and I said I'm honored.
Yeah, that's
cool.
a hard word. I'm always trying.
Šta ne možeš da radiš? Actually, this is now a bit different. The meaning would be, yeah, okay. One of the meanings is I cannot. Okay. Šta ne možeš da radiš?
Ne znam.
That's the thing. You see, usually you would say, I don't know how to.
Okay.
Like, yeah, you wouldn't say ne mogu da pevam, because actually you can sing, right?
Yeah.
The question is how you're singing.
Ne mogu da pevam dobro, I can say.
That's what you can say. Yeah, yeah. Ne mogu dobro da pevam.
Okay.
Ne mogu, yeah, actually that's really important. Ne mogu brzo da trčim.
Brzo da trčim.
I cannot run fast.
Yeah, so you just say, I cannot fast run in Serbian.
Yes, yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Good to know.
And double da. No, one da. Ne mogu brzo da.
Ne mogu brzo da.
Okay.
Trčim. Yeah.
Okay,
cool.
Good.
I learned something new, actually.
And I actually do not hear this much, but umeti is also like can.
Yes. Right? I wrote down can, know how to. I know how to do it. I think it's, to me, at least in my ears, it sounds a bit more formal.
Yeah, znam would be more common, right?
I would usually
znam da.
Znam, exactly. So umeti is can know how to, and it goes ja umem, or just umem. Ti umeš, on, ona ume, mi umemo, vi umete, oni, one, ona umeju. Umeju, yeah. And negation is ne umem, or ja ne umem. It's the same for every, like for moći.
Yeah. I see. So is what kind of difference you feel if I say mogu da pričam turski, ali umem da pričam turski?
Because I think when I use umem, I would definitely think of a skill. Like I would always think of a skill. Ne umem, like it's something that you had to actually learn. I don't know how to. Ne znam da. I don't know how to explain it. It's a bit weird.
It is like it refers to something that you learned, like that signals that
something
you learn.
Yeah, you consciously, that doesn't have to be conscious, but usually means that you consciously know that you have to like consciously learn it, right? You or that you really have to make an effort, or it's usually regarding a skill. I don't really know. I mean, znam is also, znati is also regarding a skill, but it's a bit more, to me, it's a bit more formal. Like, ja ne umem da pričam turski, for example. Ja ne znam da pričam turski. Yeah, I think I get a bit more elevated would be umeti. There you go.
That's why I don't hear it. Or even if I heard, maybe I didn't pay attention. But znam is always there in the conversations.
You can always replace umeti with znati, I think. And I think znam also refers to like an information, right? Like you wouldn't say, like, nisam znala za to. I didn't know about it. Ne znam za to. I don't know about it. But you cannot say ne umem to. Because it's umeti is just for a skill. Like, like I didn't know about the war. Nisam znala za rat. Yeah. You cannot say I couldn't. You know what I mean? So
but for surfing, for example, tine no, I wanted to use past tense, but si I have to say ti si ne umela.
Ti nisi umela da surfaš. You can use it. I don't hear it often. I don't hear it often, but yeah, you can use it. I just think it's just not as frequent, a bit more elevated, mostly connected to a skill, and mostly used in the present tense. But you can, of course, it has a past and the future, but just the frequency
doesn't sound so not like casual.
Yeah. But do use it because it's so posh. I'm ne umem.
Ja sam profesorska.
Ne umem to. Umeću.
Okay, sounds good at least.
Yeah. What else do you have?
And for abilities, I guess one more is it ability? I'm not sure though. Smeti.
No, it's
possibility or
yeah. How do you call it? Oh my god. If you're I don't know. If you're allowed to do something, I don't know.
It's like may in English, right?
Yeah.
You may not. You may.
Exactly. And I wouldn't use may quite a lot in English. I think it's just the American English that I'm using that I would just I would mostly use like you're not allowed to, but I wouldn't say you may not. You know what I mean? But definitely may. Yeah, may and allowed to. Yeah.
Yeah, I use may in emails a lot. You may see the attached blah blah. So
Yeah, yeah.
in Serbian, you would say smeti for that. Let's say you're writing an email.
No, actually, no. This is no, this is a different context. So what you would use, you may find this attached. You would be like, it would actually be can, right? Možete naći.
I see.
Možete. It wouldn't be like you might.
You're allowed.
Yeah, or like you're allowed.
It's more
to.
like allowed to then. Okay.
It is allowed to.
May. Okay.
For people who know German, it's basically dürfen. Ich darf. Just I don't know. You probably won't know, but there's a literally because in English you can use for allowed to. You can also use can. Can I touch this? Can I take this? Can I eat this? It's may I, right? Am I allowed to? But in German, these two do not go together because kann is the ability. Like, am I able to do this? And may, dürfen, is am I allowed to do it? So they're obviously separated. In English, it's a bit more mixed.
Exactly.
So here it's also separated.
Okay, let me read the conjugations then. Ja smem, ti smeš.
Smem. It's a bit longer. Smem.
Okay.
Yeah.
And smeš. Okay. On, ona, ono, sme. Mi smemo, vi smete, i oni, one, ona smeju. Okay. And your example is?
I wrote down smem da idem na žurku. I'm allowed to go to the party, or I may go to the party. That's what I wrote. Žurka. You hear this parties like žurka, žur. For some reason, I don't know. But
you just came from žurka, so that's normal.
Yeah, žurka, žur. Smeti. So let me just think of what else. It's like when I was thinking
There's a song. Sorry, there's a song. Ne smem da blah blah. Right?
Ne smem da se zaljubim u tebe. No,
maybe. I'm not sure. But first time I learned about smem was because of a song. I don't remember now. But then I heard it in other songs as well.
That's a really good point, because I was just thinking of like what other meaning can smeti can it have, right? And it can have a meaning of I shouldn't, because there's a song like ne smem da se zaljubim u tebe. I should not fall in love with you. Like I know I can, and no one's stopping me, but it better not, right? I shouldn't. So you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't. Ne smeš to da radiš. Ne smeš. You should not do that.
Okay, I'm adding should to this explanation then.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Because it's very difficult, because like when you think of modal verbs, yeah, this is the meaning that it has, but it has so many other meanings. So the question is, do we like go through all of these meanings, right? Probably not. Probably just the most common ones.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So treba, everybody knows that, I guess. Not but most of us know it. Treba mi. But you feel like this is different from all the others because this is not conjugated. Right?
Yes, it's not conjugated. Well, first of all, obviously everyone needs to learn this, because in the beginning, you should just be able to express like, what do you need, right? Because you're in a foreign country, you're like, I need to get there, right? Like, I need this, I need that. So this is like one of the first things you should learn. And it's easy because, as you said, it's not conjugated. So it's always treba, which is the third person singular, basically, like used for every person.
That's why when I thought about modal verbs, the first thing that came to my mind was treba, because like modals in English, you wouldn't conjugate, that one only. So I was like,
actually,
treba is a modal verb.
It is
the only modal verb.
It's a true modal verb. Yeah. Well, there you go. How did you?
Treba da učim.
Yeah.
I always use treba in the supermarkets, or the classic sentence like ne treba mi kesu.
Yeah, treba mi. Actually, this is a good point. If you want to express that you need one thing, then you say treba. If you want to express that you need multiple things, then it is trebaju. So, for example, if you want to say, I need an apple, treba mi jabuka. I need apples, trebaju mi jabuke.
Okay. The number is important.
But only if you say, like, specify, I need this one thing, like physically or something. Trebaju mi, I don't know, prijatelji. Yeah. Oh my God, what? That's crazy. But for example, well, you can also say, treba mi puno jabuka. Here it's different. Here use,
because
and I need a lot of apples.
But it's in singular form.
Singular, yeah. When you use puno, then you use singular. I just thought of it. It's a bit weird. I don't know why.
Before we continue with the show, here's a quick reminder. This podcast is free for everyone and supported by listeners like you. We hope that this podcast is useful and convenient to you. This is a labor of love for both of us. To help us continue creating useful content for everyone, we will appreciate your help. If you have the means, you can support us in different ways. You may just go to buymeacoffee.com/mozdekafa podcast and send us some cups of coffee. You may also become a member of our show on patreon.com/mozdekafa podcast and get extra benefits like bonus content, full transcripts of the show in Serbian, or even join us on the show. We rely on your support to help everyone more in learning Serbian language and culture. Thanks for joining us today, and now let's get back to our episode.
Anyway, everybody has to know this one at least. Treba da učim srpski.
Exactly.
So with that, these examples is treba mi, but
yeah,
as a modal
true.
verb, we use treba da, right?
That's a good point. Treba da kupim jabuke.
Kupim jabuke. I need to buy an apple.
Actually, yeah, I actually need to apologize because this thing that I just said, this is another use of trebati, which is conjugated, and that's why you use, which is a verb where you don't use da, right? So it's a proper verb. It means to need as well, and it's used for man, I don't know, it is going to be like a different episode, but in this case, treba just stays the same. Treba da, always treba. Treba da učim, treba da se tuširam, treba da se nađem sa prijateljima. Treba da idem na odmor. I need to go on vacation.
I need to go. Ja, treba da idem na odmor.
Dobro.
I was thinking of past versions of these actually. And trebalo. That is always trebalo. Je da. Trebalo je da.
Past is past.
Like I had to, I needed to, right?
I want to say past, compound past, which is for us, past is compound, which means it's from two words. Is on the main verb you need to specify if it's feminine or masculine. So
yeah, trebala. Then.
No. Yeah, so trebala. Let's say treba da učim. Trebala sam da učim. Because I'm a girl, trebala sam. If you're a guy, trebao sam.
Okay, so normal verb past tense conjugation will come.
Yeah. This is anywhere, not just for modal verbs. It's like for, as you said, just any verb. In past, you have to think about the gender.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Treba is still, I'm proud of treba because that's the modal verb.
The one modal verb that's actually helping you. It's easy.
Of course, we are saying treba da učim, but for he, she, it would be treba da uči, right?
On treba da uči, ona treba da uči, ono treba da uči. Yeah.
So the conjugation will depend on the personal pronoun in the beginning. Even though treba doesn't change, the verb has to be conjugated with the pronoun.
Treba da učim. Oh, that's true. Yeah, exactly. The verb following the main verb, has to be conjugated always.
Mi treba da učimo. Mi treba da
učite.
Idemo.
Exactly.
Okay. And morati is another one.
Yeah.
And mochi and morati to me are so similar in my mind.
Yeah.
Right?
Wait. Well, what exactly is similar? What do you mean?
Starting with mo, I guess.
I think this is
the meaning. I'm like, if I moram the idam and mogu, actually one is can, the other one is I have to, right?
exactly. The other one is obligation, right? Or
Mhm.
something external obligation. Or so the difference between must and have to is must, I think, is internal obligation, like I must do something, and have to is like external. So someone is telling me that I have to do that because there are rules and so on, right? In here, I think it's could be both for us. Could be both.
Good.
So moram da I don't know. Moram da plati. Moram da pijem. This is internal. Could be also external. Actually.
You understand it from the context. Moram da pijem because my friends will kill me otherwise. So
exactly. Yeah. So that could be. Yeah. There you go. And so this one is quite regular. Morati, and you take out the T. Ja moram. Right.
Ti moraš.
Ti moraš. On, ona, ono mora. Mi moramo. Vi morate. Oni, one, ona moraju. And here we left can for some reason, but it's must.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. What do you think how the negative goes?
Easy peasy. Ne moram.
Exactly, that's it.
Ne moraš da spavaš.
You can say this inat thing, right? Ne moram ja ništa. I don't have to do anything. Ne moram ja ništa. Ali mogu svašta. But I can do a lot.
Yeah. Svašta.
Yeah, svašta is a lot. Anything, basically. Okay. I don't have to do anything, but can do everything.
Oh, that's a good one. We should add it to the title. Ne moram da kažem. Like I don't have to say.
But usually kazati is like is followed by something. To say what?
Ne moram da kažem. Gde sam bila.
Oh my god, very good. Ne moram da pričam. We're getting there. Ne moram da pričam. Ne moram da pričam. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So if you go to a meeting and you say, I don't have to talk. Ne moram da pričam. Yeah.
Okay, good. For example, for the rules of, let's say you're traveling, you had to check a lot of rules, like if you have to show PCR or what kind of documents, these kind of things, like you have to show this, you have to bring this with you, these are with this morati, right?
It would be morati, right? Because otherwise it will be something like you're advised to, right? But here it's like morate. I'm not quite sure how they write it down. Maybe there is another like formal way of saying it. I think they usually say it's obligatory. Obavezno je. Obavezno je nošenje, I don't know. Obavezna je vakcinacija, like vaccines. But yeah, sure, you can also morate biti vakcinisani. Sorry. I just used the different. Morate da budete.
Okay.
Morate da budete, vakcinisani. Exactly. You see, I use it.
In the library, for example, morate da budete silent.
I usually know they say molim tišina.
Okay.
Or molim za tišinu, something like that. It would be very, very short. Not that you wouldn't. You would use these impersonal ones, right? Where quiet, please, basically. Molim za tišinu.
I see. Okay.
But yeah, if someone says moraš da nosiš, moraš da poneseš pasoš, moraš da nosiš ličnu kartu. You have to bring your passport, your ID, or moraš da jedeš posle vakcinacije, for example. You have to eat after getting vaccinated. So doctor, I don't know, just I don't know. But maybe a doctor would tell you that. Like, these like or like the šalteruše, right? The ones the how do you call them? The women that are working, or like men that are working at the
doctor's office.
No, it's this, oh my God, a stand. You know, like when you have stands like in the post office, in the bank, you know, the ones behind.
Info person.
Exactly. Or like behind the desk, right? We call them šalteruši. This is a very bad way how to say it, but they're usually like, you have to do this, you cannot, you know, so this is where you're going to hear a lot. So go to a post office. Or something like that.
I will try. I will just go there and listen how they
just piss them off. And then you'll hear all the modal verbs.
I will keep saying ne razumem. Then they will have to say. Okay. As common as može, možeš, mogu, hoću, hteti, right?
Yeah.
I put will next to it because you use the chu part only instead of hoću, right? Chu.
We use hoću as yeah. So I say I hoću. Yeah, that's
for
true.
Example,
yeah.
They order for drinks and coffee. I always say chu kafu, chu something. Yeah, chu.
No, we don't usually. You would say ya chu. You wouldn't say chu. Yeah. So ya chu kafu. Because it's such a weird word to say chu alone. It's like chu. Yeah. Like what does it mean? Chu. Oh my God. Yeah, exactly. So you use always ya with chu. But yeah, hoću is I want. But actually no, you can say ja hoću jednu kafu, or ja ću kafu, jednu kafu.
Longer version would be ja ću the PM kafu, right?
With da, yeah, that's a good point, because you always have to ja hoću. You see, it has a slightly different meaning now. Now I'm thinking about it. Let's say ja hoću da pijem kafu. It sounds like you're asking for approval.
I see.
I want to. I was like, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
Sure. You want. Okay, fine.
But if you say ja ću without that, it's like will. I will have a coffee.
Yeah. It's just like I decided no one's gonna influence me. Ja ću kafu. Ja ću da pijem kafu. Whatever. I'm like, I want to. Like it's
drink
I don't know.
that coffee.
Yeah. It's like no one's stopping you. Drink it. It has some sort of meaning like that sometimes.
Okay, let's conjugate them a little bit.
Do you want to do it or me?
No, you go with that too, because I'm not saying it right, I think. So I want to hear it more.
Okay. ASMR. Ja hoću, ti hoćeš, ona, ono hoće, mi hoćemo, vi hoćete, oni, one, ona hoće.
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 Not something with u this time. Okay. So this time, on, ona, ono, I mean singular version, third person and plural third person are the same. Hoće.
Oh, that's true. I'm just looking at it. That's true. You see, like, try to, like, why? You know, like
I
now
always
you
question why. I know
it's
not necessary, but...
And I try to find a logic, and there is none. So, I mean, maybe there is, but too many exceptions.
Yeah.
Well, the negation is now different, right? Because actually here you add ne. Sorry, I said ne, like so foreign. Ne. But you actually put it together. So if you have chu without the ho, right?
Without
so
the
it's ho. Like, so if you say ja ću kafu, ja neću kafu. So, and if you think of like if it starts from hoću, then you have to kick out the ho and add ne.
So if I'm not allowing you, you say ja ću kafu, and then ti nećeš kafu.
Yeah, ti nećeš kafu. Neću.
Too much for you. Nećeš. I see.
Okay. Neću, nećeš, neće, nećemo, nećete, neće.
Yes. Nećemo, nećete.
You know that we used to do this like with verbs sometimes, kind of like Latin, how you learn Latin. Like čuće, čućeš će, ćemo ćete će. This is the chu part, right? Ja ću, ti ćeš, on će, čućeš će, ćemo ćete će.
Yeah, I can't say it. As long as you repeat. Yeah, good.
Yeah, sure. We'll work on that. Good.
Okay.
Good.
And the last one will be gelati.
Yeah.
Right.
I will work down. It's also I want. It's
Yes.
but
Also
it's
wish.
Yeah. To wish on something like that.
Yeah. I
It's
write to you,
also
for example, želim ti divan, right? I wish you a good day. But
Mhm.
if I say želim divan, that means like I want a good day or something.
Yeah. Well, here again, it's without da, right? So želim, it's not da, but želim da, hoću da. In this case, it would be very similar. It would be a bit more formal if you say želim. It's like you're wishing something, kind of like umeti that I said. It's just a bit more formal, and I probably a bit more restrictive, right?
I see.
So it would be weird to go to a cafe and say, želim jednu kafu.
And then želiš will be the question. Želiš, really?
Well, for coming, I mean, if you can use it, it's a bit formal. You can use it. Želim jednu kafu, actually, you can. But if you're already kind of like
regular there, you wouldn't. Right.
Probably you wouldn't. Probably also if the waiter is a bit more formal, which usually they are. Actually, they can be a bit formal. Like they can adapt. So and they would come to you and they would say, "Šta želite?" Maybe that's one of the things that they can ask.
And želite da popijete, for example.
Yeah, šta želite da popijete? Yeah. And you can say, želim da popijem Coca-Cola, or želim da popijem čaj. But you can just say, hoću jedan čaj, which is quite informal actually. But that's why I use može. Može jedan čaj. It's very neutral. I don't know how to explain it.
Exactly.
But yeah, you can use
between.
Yeah, you can use želiti.
Okay. I just wanted to ask you, I know it's off topic maybe, but this bisto, biste.
Yeah.
Is this a model for you? It's like conditionals in English. Like if I knew this would happen, I would have done this,
Actually, you can. I'm just thinking. I think it derives from ja bih želela. I would like this, as you said, like this politeness kind of thing.
Is it like would?
Yes, would, I think it is would. It's more like would. And actually, you can even use it without želiti. You can say, instead of saying, ja bih želela jednu kafu, you can say, ja bih jednu kafu.
Yeah, that's true.
Say, or you can say, ja bih da surfujem. Right? And now I'm just using surfing all the time. I'm just thinking, should I introduce new words? Ja bih da spavam. I would like to sleep.
Ja bih da čitam.
Yeah, ja bih da čitam. Yeah. You can use that.
Then I'm adding it to the models.
Sure.
And my question would be, wait a second, I'm going to ask it properly. Yeah, wait.
You have it written down somewhere.
Smem da pisam.
No.
I always mix them. I know one of them is peeing, but
exactly.
Pisam. Smem da pisam. Molim.
Do you want to write it down? Is that what you wanted to say?
Yeah, I want to add it to the list.
Actually, it's quite tough. Smem da. Actually, you can say dodam. That would be good. Can I add dodam? I think this is better. Smem da dodam.
Jeli smem. Can I also say jeli smem da?
Better dali smem.
Dali smem da dodam.
Smeš. Dozvoljavam ti.
Okay, hvala puno.
So I also really wanted to point out that a lot of these, for example, they can also be shortened informally. So you can say, instead of saying mogu, no, wait. Which one was it? Aha, yeah. Smem da dodam, right? You can say, smem da dodam, no. But you
I
have
am
to have
allowed to
something.
add. Smem da
But you would
dodam
have to
ovo.
have an object.
Yes.
Or let's say it like this. Da li smem da idem na žurku, for example? Can I go to a party? You can say, you can just say, da li smem na žurku? You don't have to use da idem, you know, smem na žurku. Smem da pišem. Smem da pričam. So you can do it like that.
Okay.
I'm just thinking of something else. Actually, moram as well. Moram da idem na sastanak. I have to go to this meeting or whatever. Moram na sastanak.
I see.
So I think it's with to go mostly.
Exactly. The verb is obvious. Like, you know what's going to come before sastanak, right? That's why maybe it's more practical to speak like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. Thank
That's
you.
it.
I mean, I'm enlightened.
Yeah, I'm also enlightened because I haven't really thought about these things. So it's really good that you're here to ask me. I wrote down 2 sentences, which are like outro sentences for us.
All right.
Let me just see. Možete da posjetite naš Instagram I Patreon za više informacija.
Let me
See what I did? Yeah.
Yes. You can write us on Instagram and Patreon for more information.
Actually, I wrote down posjetite, which is you can visit or like find us, visit us. But yeah, you can. So we wouldn't say. Yeah, I could have said možete da nas nađete. I could have said that. You can find us. But yeah, everything else was great. And the last one was...
Second one, let me tell it.
Okay.
Želimo vam divan dan.
Exactly.
Divan dan.
Divan dan.
We wish you a great, peaceful day, right?
Divan. Wonderful. Yeah, great, wonderful day. Exactly.
Okay. Hvala puno.
Hvala tebi I vidimo se.
I čujemo se.
Čujemo se. Ćao.